We have eclipse season from October 14th to October 28th, 2023, and this is going to be the second most intense period of time that we will experience in 2023 as a collective, with the first most intense period of time being the eclipse season that we experienced back in April to May of 2023. In this video, I'll explain how the collective whole is affected during eclipse season, as well as how each sign is affected by the two eclipses we're having this month. So from April to May, when we had the first eclipse season of the year, many of us may have experienced a lot of chaos, or we may have experienced wild events or situations, and we are likely going to see a repeat of those situations that we faced back in April to May now in October. So there may be some synchronicity between what you experienced during the first eclipse season from April to May and what you are going to experience this eclipse season in October. But everyone can expect to experience very intense emotions, and there may be a lot of challenges that you face, or you may find yourself engaging in conflict. So again, you can expect extremely chaotic events, and these chaotic events, or whatever it is you start around this time, is really going to shape how the rest of your life is going to pan out going into 2024. And it's not all chaos. During this eclipse season, we are going to be planting seeds which are going to grow and evolve into a new chapter of our lives. So we are going to start to do the things that are necessary to bring us to the next chapter of our lives, to bring us to where we are meant to go in life. So you can expect major catalyst events now, which will have a major ripple effect on the rest of your life. And not only are there going to be wild, chaotic events happening in your life, you're likely going to see chaos ensuing all over the world, or chaos happening in the lives of the people that you know. So because we are going to be planting the seeds to create a new life for ourselves, many of us are going to have to finally sacrifice something in our lives that are really holding us back. So if there's something that you've been desperately clinging on to, whether these are bad habits, bad people, poor relationships, a career that you don't want, or that isn't aligned with your true path in life, then you are going to be forced to let go of that. So expect major chapters to end in your life, which will completely set you on a different path in life. An eclipse season isn't going to be easy. You may feel uncomfortable with all of the drastic changes that you have to make, or the wild situations that arise, but there is going to be a happy ending to all of this with the final eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. So this will be the final eclipse of the year, and this eclipse is going to bring happiness or closure. So by the final eclipse on October 28th, you'll have finally let go of a lot of the issues that have been plaguing your life, especially the issues that may have arisen during eclipse season back in April to May of 2023. So after all of the challenges that may arise during this eclipse season in October, and all of the situations that you have to face in the new beginnings, you'll find that you can finally move on to a happier new chapter of your life at the end of October, and you are going to have positive growth. So this eclipse season may not be as detrimental as the last eclipse season we faced from April to May. This eclipse season is going to end on a happier note, and it is going to allow us to make positive changes. And for some of you, you may go through an event this eclipse season which feels extremely catastrophic. For example, this is a time where a lot of people have breakups, but in the long run, it's going to set you on a positive new path in life. So if you have a feeling of impending doom and anxiety leading up to this eclipse season, or especially during eclipse season, it's not just you. Collectively, everyone is going to be feeling that, and you are likely going to go through something which has a major effect on your life. But just know that once eclipse season is over, it'll have changed your life for the better. Also, a very relevant point is that we've had eclipses in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio over the last year and a half. And this year and a half long cycle is finally ending with the final eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. So after October 28th, the fixed signs will be a lot more grounded in life, and they won't have to make those major sacrifices that they made previously. By that point, they'll have completely let go of everything necessary to move on to the new chapter of their life that they are meant to be living. And as for the eclipse on October 14th, we are going to have an eclipse in Libra. And now we have repeating eclipses in the signs of Libra and Aries. The first one was back in April. We had an Aries eclipse around April 19th, April 20th, and we're going to find that from April of 2023 all the way to 2025, we are going to have repeating eclipses in the signs of Aries and Libra. So from April 2023 all the way to 2025, it is going to be Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra placements, these cardinal sign placements, who will be going through extreme transformations, who will be letting go of pieces of their old life in order to fulfill their destinies and create the lives that they are meant to be living. So during this eclipse season, yes, everyone is going to be extremely unhinged. You can expect people to be going a little bonkers, acting absolutely crazy, or acting unusual as to how they normally act. But amongst all the craziness, chaos, and intensity that is going to be happening throughout the world and in your life around this time, you can expect yourself and everyone else to learn some of the most important life lessons you will learn in 2023. And I know I say that about a lot of different transits, and there are a lot of transits happening throughout every year where we have periods of healing, but this time of healing and this time of learning lessons is going to be extremely pronounced. Expect a major reality check. So if you've been avoiding reality, expect the universe to quite literally slap reality in your face. So expect to have major revelations or to perhaps even figure out major truths that you didn't know beforehand. A lot is going to be coming to the light, whether it concerns your relationships or your career. For example, you may finally realize the truth about a certain relationship you have or you have had beforehand, or you may finally realize the truth about a career that you have. Perhaps you aren't living up to your fullest potential and you are meant to redirect your life to a different career path. And again, these major realizations are actually going to be a breakthrough which helps you see the light at the end of the tunnel, which helps you start working towards the life that you want. So these realizations are going to transform your life in a positive direction. And the Libra eclipse on October 14th is going to be a continuation of the eclipse we experienced back in April, the Aries eclipse. So you are going to find yourself working on asserting yourself and becoming even more independent. So this is really a time where you are going to stand in your power and you are going to assert a lot more dominance and control in your life. And yes, there can be major confrontations that do arise or major conflicts that arise during this eclipse season. However, because this eclipse is happening in the neutral balanced sign of Libra, you may find yourself actually forming more harmonious relationships with meaningful people in your life. So many of you may find yourselves establishing better connections with your friends or a romantic partner or your family members. So this is a time where you'll be getting along very well with the people who are actually good for you. For example, if you're in a healthy relationship, you may find yourself having a lot more passion and excitement in this relationship. Although if you're in an unhealthy relationship, many of you may find yourselves breaking up. So this is alternatively a time where you can establish a lot more harmony between yourselves and the people in your life, where you can finally come to understandings. So perhaps if you've had issues seeing eye to eye with someone before, this may be a time where you are finally able to sort things out and you are able to come to a better understanding and find harmony with them. For example, if you had a fight with someone previously, this may be a stretch of time in which you were able to come together and have a complete resolution and find peace. But alternatively, if there's a bad egg in your life, there could be more conflict, for example. So expect your relationships with other people to become completely redefined. Now let's talk about how each rising sign is affected by this eclipse season, by the eclipses on October 14th and October 28th. So Aries risings, the Libra eclipse on October 14th is happening in your 7th house of committed relationships, so you can expect major events to take place in your love life. For example, many of you may enter a new relationship, there may be an exciting, passionate date night, you may be getting along better with a partner, or you could be ending a relationship if you're not with the right person. Also on October 28th, you are affected by the lunar eclipse in Taurus, the full moon eclipse in your 2nd house of finances. So you're going to find that a 1.5 year long transformation with your finances is finally coming to a close. So on the 28th, you may be closing a major financial chapter. For example, you could be paying off a huge debt, maybe a student loan, for example, or this could also be a time where you usher in huge amounts of wealth, where you make a lot of money. Taurus risings, the Libra eclipse is happening in your 6th house. So you may find yourself making major moves in your career, which will completely redefine the way in which your career moves over the next 6 months. So there could be major new beginnings happening in the workplace. Also, you may be making major new beginnings to your health, diet, exercise regime. So for example, you may finally start implementing a new gym routine, and this will lead to an evolution over the next 6 months. And the eclipse on October 28th is happening in your sign. So you are going to have a major evolution around this time, and you are going to find that a 1.5 year long transformation is finally coming to a close. You'll be a lot more grounded in your power, and you will be ready to take on the world as a new and improved person. So you are going to have a major glow up. You'll also be attracting a lot of attention around this time. So you'll be more attractive, you'll be projecting a better image out into the world, and you will find that a culmination of sacrifices over the last 1.5 years will lead you to a much better place than you were a 1.5 years ago. Gemini risings, on October 14th, you have a Libra eclipse in your 5th house of dating and creative endeavors. So you may find that there are major groundbreaking things that are happening in your romantic life, which will completely set the tone for how your romantic life evolves over the next 6 months. There could be a major new beginning in love. So for example, you could be entering a new relationship or meeting someone new that you'll enter a relationship with, and this will evolve your love life over the next 6 months. Or many of you may be ending a chapter in your love life, which will lead to a new evolution in your love life over the next few months going into 2024. And the Taurus eclipse is on October 28th, and it's happening in your 12th house of mental health and addiction. So around this time, you are finally going to let go of major addictions or major mental health problems that have been really plaguing your life. So if you've been plagued by really negative mental health, stress, or negative habits over the last year and a half, you are finally going to break away from that. This will lead to you having a healthier mind state and leading a much more peaceful life over the next 6 months. Cancer risings, you have a Libra eclipse in your 4th house of home and family on October 14th. So you can expect major events to happen with your family members. For example, you may be participating in an event with family, or you may be spending more time with family. There could be major events happening amongst you and your family members, or major things happening at home. So with this Libra eclipse on October 14th, you may be connecting with your roots. You may be connecting with childhood friends, for example. And then on the eclipse on October 28th in the sign of Taurus in your 11th house, there may be major events happening in your social life. So many of you may be entering a new social circle, or you could be leaving friends in the past, or there may be major situations happening around your friends, or you could be attending a major party. So expect major events to happen surrounding your social life. Leo risings, you have a Libra eclipse in your 3rd house on October 14th. So you may find yourself creating a new schedule or creating a new routine, which will allow you to become a lot more productive and efficient over the next 6 months. You may start a new written project, which you will work on over the next 6 months. And on October 28th, there is a Taurus eclipse in your 10th house of career. So around that time, there may be major events happening in the workplace. So you may be shifting towards a new career direction, or you may find that your career has evolved to the point where you are finally ready to gain a promotion, or you may be advancing in the workplace. So expect major events to take place when it comes to your career. Virgo risings, on October 14th, you have a Libra eclipse in your 2nd house of finances. So you can expect major positive events to take place when it comes to your finances. So there may be a new financial chapter. You may be doing something new to bring in more money. So you may be ushering in a lot of wealth. So you may be making major money moves, which will lead to you accumulating more wealth over the next 6 months. And then on the 28th, you have a Taurus eclipse in your 9th house of foreign education, travel, wisdom. So you may be learning a lot of new things around this time. You may be gaining a lot of knowledge and wisdom. You may find yourself making major travel plans or traveling around this time, or you may find yourself making major educational plans, or you may be enrolling in a new course. You may be learning something new. So there could be major things happening around education and travel, or if that's not the case, you may be picking up a lot of knowledge. Libra risings, on October 14th, you have the solar eclipse, new moon happening in your sign. So this is going to be very positive for you. You can expect major new positive beginnings, which are going to set your life on the right track over the next 6 months. You'll be attracting the spotlight around this time, and you are going to be making major breakthroughs in your life. You're going to be making major changes and letting go of old chapters in order to create a brand new life for yourself. So you are going to have the largest evolution, and this is going to lead to you leading a happier lifestyle and a much more productive, successful life as the months progress going into 2024. On October 28th, you have a Taurus lunar eclipse in your 8th house of finances and investing. So there may be a financial chapter that is closing. For example, you may be paying off debts, or there may be something happening surrounding investing or your joint finances, or you may be making major financial moves. Scorpio risings, on October 14th, you have a Libra eclipse in your 12th house of mental health and addiction. So around this time, you are going to be making major new moves, which are going to help you lead a much more peaceful lifestyle. So you may be letting go of negative mental health traits such as depression or anxiety by taking up something such as meditation, or creating a better schedule for your life so that you can be happier. For example, you may start finally exercising, and that will relieve a lot of depression. So you'll be ridding yourself of a lot of things that have been plaguing your life. And then on the 28th, there is going to be a Taurus eclipse in your 7th house of dating, committed partnerships. So there could be a major chapter closing when it comes to your love life. So for some of you, this could mean a breakup, but that's not necessarily the case. There's been a major evolution in your love life over the next year and a half. So you may finally see the final result of something happening in your love life around this eclipse, or you may just have a wild, passionate night out with a romantic partner, but you can expect major events to take place when it comes to your love life. Sagittarius risings, on October 14th, you have a Libra eclipse in your 11th house of friendships, organizations, group associations. So there may be major things happening in your social life. You may be extremely social. You may be hanging out with friends. You could be going to a major party, for example. So you may be just leading a very fun, active social life, or you may be meeting new friends. So expect something to happen socially. And then on the 28th, there is a lunar eclipse in your 6th house of health and your coworkers and your work situation. So you may be ending a chapter when it comes to your career. So you may be looking to do something else with your career. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you may be changing up, altering your health routine. So you may be creating a new exercise or diet regime schedule, for example, or you may be changing the relationships you have with your coworkers. Capricorn risings, you have a Libra eclipse in your 10th house of career on October 14th. So around that time, you can expect major positive new beginnings when it comes to the workplace and your career. So you may find a new way to make a lot more money when it comes to your career. You may finally pursue your dream career. You may be gaining major recognition in the workplace. So you can expect a lot of major positive events to take place when it comes to your career. There may be exciting news revolving the workplace. And on the lunar eclipse on October 28th, it is in your 5th house of creativity and dating. So there may be a major event taking place in your love life. For some of you, this could be an ending, letting go of a chapter in your love life, or you may have a wild, fun, passionate night out with a partner. So there may be something major taking place in your love life. There may also be something major happening with your creative endeavors as well. So you may find creative success around this time. Aquarius risings, on October 14th, you have a Libra eclipse in your 9th house of foreign education and travel. So you may find yourself embarking on a new trip around this time, or you may be planning travel around this time, or there may be major things happening with your educational plans. Or if that's not the case, you may find yourself picking up a lot of wisdom, learning a lot of things, seeking a lot of knowledge. You could be enrolling in a course, for example, and then on the 28th, you have a lunar eclipse in your Taurus 4th house of home and family. So there may be major events taking place with your family life, or at home you may be spending a lot of time with your family members. Pisces risings, on October 14th, you're affected by the Libra eclipse in your 8th house of finances and investing. So you may be partaking in a new investment venture, for example. You may be making major new money moves, which will set you up for financial wealth over the next 6 months. And on October 28th, you have a lunar eclipse in your 3rd house of routines, productivity, written content. So you may be ending a major work project. You may be getting a lot of work done and out of the way, and you may be becoming a lot more productive.